millionaires, and welcome back to my channel. I am Kayla.K.Keane, and in this live we'll be talking about the steps that you should take when preparing to acquire real estate. I have quite a few new subscribers, so if it's your first time here, a big welcome. If it's your first time here, comment #new so that I can give you a very special welcome. Let me just go ahead and connect my device so that I can see all your questions on today's live and provide you with the answer that you so desire. So, firstly, let me say also some special thank yous to quite a few persons who have done their absolute best to make this channel possible. And those are, firstly, my VIP subscribers who I have emailed sometime last week. So if you are always here and you didn't share your email with me, that would be the only reason you have not received an email. So please go ahead and share your email address with me via DM, or if you're comfortable with doing that, you can tell me in the chat, okay? So just go ahead and do that. A very special thank you to those persons. I've gotten approximately maybe 80 subscribers between last Sunday and this Sunday. So thank you also to all of those new persons who have joined the family. And if you want to connect with me outside of YouTube, you can do so on Instagram. My Instagram name is also Kayla.K.Keane, which is the same as my YouTube channel name. And you can also connect with me on Twitter and Facebook at Keane Kayla. Okay? So remember to like this video. If you are watching but you have not subscribed, please do so, and let's get into it. So let me just ensure that everybody is seeing me well and thing. Alright, let me see what you are saying in the comment section. I see that a few persons were early. Angela was early. She was saying hello. She's in Great Britain. Donna Brown was also early. Natisha was waiting. Timoya Bryan says waiting. Good evening, hosts and subscribers. Hi Jamdan TV says present. Good evening, everyone. Kimisha Williams is early also, and WN Mac says hi Kayla, pleasant Sunday. So pleasant Sunday to you all. Let me know in the comment section if my audio is fine. I'm gonna pop in my earbud, one of them, just to ensure that the quality is good. So just let me know if you are hearing me well. Okay. All right. So for those of you who are new, I go live every Sunday at 6 p.m. and I post my videos on Fridays at 3 p.m. So if it's your first time live, every week I go live. I normally talk about real estate or finance matters, mostly real estate on the lives. But every week I do have a topic, and that's what we talk about. However, I don't restrict my subscribers to talking about only the topic that is the title for any particular live. You can ask any questions you want, whether finance, real estate, or personal questions are all okay with me. So go ahead and type away in the comment section and ask your questions. I have another device here. So once you ask your questions, I'll break the discussion to respond to those questions, right? So normally every Sunday, hold on, my other device got a little turned off. Yes, so normally every Sunday I tell you what I'm going to be drinking. So this week is no different. Nothing fancy this week though, but I am having water. I think there's water in this tumbler. And in my bottle, I have coconut water. So it's coconut water and water. And as you see, as the bottle says, subscribe, okay? Yes, so that's what I am drinking this week, water and coconut water. So you can go ahead and tell me in the comment section what you are going to be having this week. Have you guys had Sunday dinner yet? What you're doing with yourselves on this beautiful Sunday? Angela Dwyer says hearing perfectly well. Timoya Bryan says the audio is okay now. Earth Strong says happy Sunday all. Happy Sunday to you also, Earth Strong, and welcome to another live with yours truly. Okay? All right. So, as I said before, we're talking about acquiring real estate and some of the things that you should look at when acquiring real estate. And I'm sure that some of you are thinking that, okay, so that's the same thing you normally tell us about, but no, there are some actual don'ts that you should, things that you shouldn't do when you intend to acquire real estate. So you might be close to acquiring real estate. So there are some things that are suggested that you don't do to ensure that you don't mess up your chance of owning real estate. So we're gonna discuss that today until you begin to ask questions. I see mommy commenting. She says, "Hi Kayla, it's mommy. Love you." Hi mommy, thanks for joining. All right, so I'm going to just pray and then we're going to go into the main discussion. Father, as we come before you on this beautiful Sunday, we give you thanks, we honor you, we adore you for the opportunity to be gathered here virtually and to discuss things that are uplifting, impactful, and influential in terms of how our lives will go. Father, I ask you for favor, open heaven, and momentum. Sometimes we might feel stuck for whatever reason, but I ask you to give us wisdom and show us the way to free ourselves from whatever oppressive situations we might be in and grant total deliverance. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. So let's get into it. Oh, by the way, if you're here and you haven't done so already, please remember to give the video a like, say something in the comment section so that I can say hello to you. And if you have not subscribed, like, what are you waiting on? Just go ahead and hit the red subscribe button on this side of the screen, okay? All right. So if you are also watching and you're a realtor or a developer, please go ahead and contact me at MISSKEANE21 at gmail.com. That's misskeen21 at gmail.com if you're interested in putting your property on my channel so that you can find your buyers quickly. You can go ahead. I do have subscribers in a couple countries to include the UK, the US, Jamaica, and Canada who are seeking for houses to purchase. So please go ahead and contact me so that we can partner and ensure that your customers or potential customers do find out about you through my channel. Additionally, if you're watching and you'd like to send me something when the live ends, I'm going to link my PO box address in the description so that you can send me whether products if you have a company and you want me to do branding for you, you can reach out to me at my PO box, or if you just want to send me something, you can also do that with my PO box address. Okay. All right. So preparing to acquire real estate in Jamaica. So as we were talking last week on the issue, and Olivia, I think her name on here is, I don't think I remember. Yeah, but her name is Olivia. She's a realtor in the US, a friend of mine. And she was saying that the process over there to achieve home ownership is quite different from what it is here in Jamaica because a lot of what we have to do here, for example, you must have an attorney. In the US, that's not a requirement. And that is why it is important for us to really sit, have the discussion over and over again. Every time, if you notice, every time you join the live, you learn something new because the topic is quite diverse and there is a lot of things that you can possibly know about this whole real estate journey. Let me just jump in the comment a little bit. Hi Jamdan TV says amen. So does Natisha. And Hi Jamdan TV said, I just thought I sent you my email address, but I didn't get a message. So just went and checked my my junk mail and it was there. Thank you. Um Janet White says, hi, this is Natisha's mom. Um Donna Brown says, I'm drinking Pink Whitney. Oh, okay. Okay, then. Hi, Natisha's mom. Thank you so much for joining. Natisha did say that she was going to um, tell you to subscribe or ask you to subscribe. So thank you so much for coming. And I hope that you'll enjoy your time here and you'll learn something like the rest of us. So technically, you're new because it's your first time commenting. So a big welcome. And my other subscribers, please go down in the comment section and let Miss Janet White feel welcome, okay? All right. So, one of the first things that we want to talk about today as a part of this discussion is about quitting your job. So I know that from time to time, persons might become, a little rowdy concerning their work situation. You might become a little discouraged because of situations that you're going through on the job. So you might want to quit your job, generally speaking. However, when you are planning to acquire real estate, quitting your job is not the best idea. And that's because when the banks give you a pre approval letter, the pre approval letter is actually dependent on whether or not you are still fitting the criteria that you were fitting at the time that you received that pre approval, right? So you cannot just collect the pre approval letter from the bank, go ahead and quit your job and think that everything is going to be the same. Because what might happen is when you go back to the financial institution, when you have found a property that you like, they might tell you that they're not going to be honoring their commitment because the commitment was dependent on certain factors, to include the fact that you were working a particular salary, you were there for a specific amount of time, say you were at the company for 10 years. So you might have a new job now and it might even be a better job, but it's hard for you to prove that you're going to be on staff. Maybe you're not on staff as yet because you've just been there for 6 months and things like that. So if you're thinking about quitting your job, you need to think about not quitting your job just yet until you get the property sorted out. Now, once the property is sorted out, if you want to take another job that can still afford you to pay your mortgage and so on, and I don't think you take a job that's paying less because who does that? But then you can go ahead and change jobs after you have purchased the property if you want to do so. Right. So for those of you who are thinking about quitting your job, just wait a little bit. All right. Don't quit your job yet if you want to buy a house. Hi Jam Dan says, welcome Janet. Earth Strong also says, welcome to Janet. Donna Brown says, welcome me too. Welcome, mommy. Angela Brown says, good evening. I am late, but I'm here. Um, Donna Brown says, welcome, Miss J. Welcome, Miss Janet. Right. So, yes, for those of you, I see some persons just joining now. For those of you who are just joining, we are talking about the things that you should do in preparation for acquiring a property. And I was saying one of the things that you don't want to do, you don't want to quit your job just yet if you're planning to buy a house soon. So, if you get the approval from the financial institution and anything changes, your financial situation changes, you change job, they might not honor their commitment. There's a high possibility that they won't honor their commitment, and we don't want that, do we? So it's best to just stay put for a little bit and then you can move on afterwards, right? All right. So the next point that you want to do is you want to monitor your credit card. I see Janet saying, uh, thanks, everyone. And Timora Brand says, welcome to everyone. It's a pleasure to have you all here. Indeed. Right. So you want to monitor your debt basically. But I chose credit card because I know that some persons believe that, yeah, man, you can just borrow up to the limit and then I'll pay it at a later date and it won't affect anything. So, one thing that you want to do when you're planning to buy a house, you want to keep your finances steady. You want to stay in the same financial position that you were in initially when you got the pre approval from the NHC and from the bank, right? But in addition to that, you want your credit card to be well controlled and do not change your spending habits. So if you normally spend $70,000 off the credit card per month, don't try to go and spend 80 now because the bank is going to look on that and that might become a critical part of your ability to get a mortgage from them.
So you want to ensure that you don't waste your own time. So make your spending stay the same, and ensure that you do not quit your job during this time. Okay. Furthermore, as it relates to the current situation, we're in a whole pandemic now. Quitting your job is optional, but it's really not the best decision for you now. Because if you lose your job, say you quit your job and you lose that job, it's going to be really hard to find another one. No, especially if you don't work in certain fields. Like I know that in some fields, there are always jobs available, but not in all fields. So you want to be very careful about that. Okay. So that's the second point. The third point is don't make big investment. So yes, I know that you're going to be buying your house soon, and I know that you want to, probably think about all the furnishing that you would like to add to your new house. But now is not the time to make any form of big commitment or big purchase, because it's going to affect your uh how much cash you have that you can liquefy. In the case of, yeah, I see a house that I want, need to get it now. Remember that when you find the house of your dream, for example, if you watch my the two last Friday videos, both of them are about houses. One is a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom in St. Catherine, and the other is a 1 bedroom studio apartment and a 1 bedroom studio apartment with a loft. If you haven't watched those, as soon as the live end, you can watch them, particularly if you're looking for a property to purchase. So those properties are in Kingston and St. Catherine, respectively. But if you wanted one of those property, no, you couldn't say, all right, developer, give me 6 months to go sort out myself and come back. No, it's no, because you're actually competing against other persons on the market, some of them who have more money than yourself, who want the property. No, and whoever is able to pay for the property, they are the ones who will get preferential treatment, because I mean, the developer is not so keen as to what's going on in your life financially. They want their money because they have made a big investment. So you want to ensure that you are on top of things financially. So do not make any big commitments. Do not make any big purchases. So now is not the time to buy up furniture for the new house, okay? Once you get through the property of signing the sale agreement with your attorney and the vendor, then after that, and your monthly payments start to come out, and you kind of adjust yourself to your new life and your new normal, then you can decide on whether or not the time is right to purchase new furniture and to dull out the place and make the place look good and to keep party and so on. But now is not the time, okay? So you're gonna be very, very stingy now and save up everything that you can save up, because when you see the property that you want to be able to be in a good place to go after it with everything that you have, right? All right, let me just jump in the comment section. I don't want to leave you guys out of the discussion. You know how I am. So let me just see. I see Misha is commenting and she says, uh, owner built a house before he got married, been married for a few years and wants to divorce. His name is the only name on the title and the only one paying the mortgage. He wants to sell, but his ex-wife is fighting the sale. He signed a sale agreement and sell the property is uh, just, I guess there's a little error here, but I guess she's saying he signed a sale agreement and sold the property, or for the property to be sold. She recently served him with a caveat. Can this affect the sale? All right, Misha. So basically, what you said earlier, you said that one, the property is in his name. Two, he's the only one that is paying a mortgage. So it's basically his house, but they are married. So I know that uh when you're married to someone or you're in a relationship for 5 years or more here in Jamaica, under common law, it allows you to have the right to some ownership of the person's property. And you guys know how I am with legal things. I normally just scratch the surface so that you can have an understanding and leave it alone, because the legal matters can be complex and I'm not a lawyer. So, yes, when you are with somebody for 5 years or if you're married to them, they are entitled to some amount of your property unless you have as an agreement prior to marriage called a prenuptial agreement. And that was one of the things that I discussed in my video, Love and Money, where I said, regardless of the fact that you're in love with someone, in the case of a marriage or in the case of where you're living together for 5 years, so the common law marriage, you need to ensure that you protect your assets. Because truth is, it would be very difficult for me to work, buy my nice things, them, have my house, my car, and then I get married to somebody tomorrow, and say 5 years down the line you want a divorce, and know this person is entitled to half of your things that they never contribute to. So yes, she could be entitled to something. So the court will now decide that if they didn't have a prenuptial agreement. So for those of you who want to get married, those are some things that you need to keep in mind. So yes. Uh Revon Scott says that's so true. Lucas AJA says you just a come from Miss Claudia and Tony and Zoom class. CM says, oh, CM says Lucas JJA, you just a come from Miss Claudia and Tony and Zoom class. Hi Jam Dan TV says, hello Lucas Aid. Uh Hajam Dan TV says, CM, you mean the live? There is no more Zoom lessons? Hajam TV said, I did see Lucas Aid there. Oh, you guys informing on each other. And CM says, okay, hi Jam. I didn't know the Zoom class done. The live done from 5 p.m. Okay, great. So I see that I have some new persons coming on still. So just remember to like the video, guys. Remember to subscribe if you have not done so. And also comment, especially if you're new, comment hashtag new so that I can say hello to you. I like to know my new subscribers. So please go ahead and do that. All right. So yes, earlier I gave the persons who were here earlier 3 points that you shouldn't do, or you should ensure that everything is in order concerning these 3 things if you're preparing to acquire real estate in Jamaica. I know that some of you don't live here, quite a few of you on here don't live in Jamaica, and so it's very important for you to pay attention to these finer details so you don't find yourself not being able to buy the property. It's hard enough to look for a property, but when you find one that you actually like, it's really nice when you can just go ahead and purchase them, right? So that's why you want to get yourself in order. So earlier I shared 3 points. Firstly, I said do not quit your job. If you're planning to buy a house, don't quit your job yet. Just wait. Hold on a little bit. I know that situation is toxic. I know that it's hard. I know you're stressed out. Yes, I know all of those things that you're screaming at your screen right now. However, do not quit your job. Go to your bank, get your pre-approval from your bank, go to the NHT, get your pre-approval from the NHT, and wait a little bit. Wait a little 6 months, man. Get your property sorted out. Once you collect your sale agreement and you start paying the monthly mortgage, then you can make a decision if you want cuts because you don't get the loan already. It's yours. You can pay back however you feel, however you have agreed to pay back with the bank, and you're good to go. But do not quit your job until you purchase the property, okay? Because once you quit your job, everything changes. Every commitment that the bank has to you changes, and you don't want to be in that predicament. So the second thing I said was also monitor your credit card. So if you plan to purchase a house soon, now is not the time to buy your girlfriend the BMW and thing like that off of your credit card. You do want to wait a little instead until you sort out the property, and then you can make big purchases if you can still afford to do so. Also, if you can still afford to do so afterwards. What some of you will discover too when you purchase the property, some of your plans that you had are going to get pushed back because you're not going to have a lot of money just after you purchase the property. But that's fine, because at least you would have realized one of your greatest goals. The third thing that I also said was, don't make big investments. So remember that purchasing a property is already a big investment. So you don't want to take up anything else on your head until you have purchased the property and that is all sorted out. All right? Let me see what you guys are saying in the comments, and then I'll move on to the fourth suggestion when you're preparing to acquire a property. Lucas JA says, LOL, I was in the 3 to 5 session with Claudia and Tony. Yes, they don't do Zoom anymore. CM says, yes, Lucas JA, I was there on the live from 3 to 5 and I saw your comments. Lucas JA says, Sunday is real estate Sunday in Jamaica. Claudia, Tonian, Kayla, and Ajarwi. What always happen is I fall asleep before Claudia and Sunday dinner, so I miss Kayla or come late. LOL. Autumn Rain says, I'm here. LOL. Hello, Autumn Rain. Thank you so much for joining, guys. That's one of my friends. She lives in Maryland. She is a realtor. Well, she practices in Maryland. She's a realtor. So if the persons who are on here who live in the US, if you're interested in purchasing properties in Maryland, then I can connect you with her so that she can become your realtor and make the process of you obtaining your real estate much easier. All right, so Lucas JA says, hello, Autumn Rain. Natisha says, Kayla, I have asked, what if you were made redundant before being pre-approved? Does the bank make an exception for you? Do you know? Natisha, it would all depend on your new situation. So if you were made redundant, it could mean that you now have a lot of money to probably start off the process of acquiring real estate. Because remember that when you are made redundant, usually they have to pay you up a lump sum for the time that you had at the company, your sick leave, your vacation leave, your short leave slash departmental leave. So they'll have to pay you up some money. So I'm not sure exactly how the bank would treat with that. But the burden of proof is the customers to prove that if I gave you this loan, you'll be able to pay it back. And remember that some persons get a job soon after they are made redundant. So yeah, that's something you'd have to discuss further with your banker to find out how each individual bank treats with it. Remember that banks have their own policies too. So while Bank A might take this course of action, Bank B might take another course of action based on their own internal policies. Uh, Mark Chakar says hi. Hello, Mark. I guess it's your first time. Are you new? Welcome to my channel. And I hope that you have subscribed and I'll be seeing more of you in the comment section. Timoy O'Brien says, those are three valid points indeed. Lucas AJA says, CM, even when I put an alarm, I sleep through it for Kayla's live. LOL. You're a real sleepyhead, Lucas AJA. And he's saying hello to Mark. CM says, greeting autumn, better late than never. Earthstrong says, welcome, Mark. Yes, guys, indeed. So let's move on to the fourth point. But before I move on, remember to like the video. Remember to talk to me in the comment section because it's mad boring if you're not talking to me, isn't it? And remember to subscribe if you have not done so. So I see that I have like 80 new subscribers between last live and this one. So thank you all for the 80 new persons. I really appreciate you coming. And I promise to ensure that you enjoy your time while you are here. Okay? All right. So let me see. So my fourth point now was to communicate with your attorney and get your pre-approval. So you get your pre-approval from the bank and ask your attorney for a schedule of fees, right? And you might be wondering why that is important. That is important because you don't want to be there wasting time and waiting only to find out that at the end of the day, you don't have enough money just yet to purchase the property that you are interested in. So, this is something very important. I'm trying to fix the camera. I think I kicked it or something. Right. So, it's very important for you to do that, right? It's very, very, very important for you to communicate with your attorney to ensure that you know or have an idea of what your fees will be like. I have told you in several episodes that an attorney's fee is not fixed. It's not a case where, okay, this is Jamaica and every attorney charges $10 to deal with houses that cost 25 million or $5 to deal with houses that cost that amount of money. That's not the case. It's an attorney by attorney basis. So you need to do your due diligence, which includes checking with your attorney, having a conversation with your attorney. And for some of you who are in the very primary stages, identifying an attorney, right? So those are things you want to do from now. So when the time comes that you find a property that you are really interested in, you are able to make an offer that makes sense. So don't just sit and waste time, and then when it's close to the time, then you're saying to your friends, hey, you don't know what attorney? No, it doesn't work that way. We're gonna do all of the legwork from now. It's like practicing for a race so you can win easy, to use an athletic analogy. So I'm sure that Usain Bolt does not wait until him here say, all right, Olympics is 2 days time to get up and say, oh my God, let me just do some sprints and see how fast I can run. No, it's a process of preparing over time. And that's why it's important for us to constantly have these discussions so that we can bring ourselves up to speed on what's happening in the market, what's happening in the industry, and so on. Let me see what you guys are saying in the comment section. Uh, CM says, I like Kayla's live vibes, vibes. So I try not to miss it. If the Prime Minister no have no speech. Autumn Rain says, hey, Lucas Aid and CM. Yes, yes, yes. Kino Walters says, hi, beautiful. Can I rent a house I bought through the NHT without legal implications? All right, so the NHT's primary focus in the island is to provide first time homeowners with home, right? So they do not uh, appreciate when customers purchase the homes and rent them out, like especially within the first maybe 3 years or so. And this is just an estimated time. But what I would suggest to you, if you want to buy a house through the NHE, but your idea is to rent it out, is to live in there first, probably for the first 3 years or so, and then you can go ahead and rent it. But they do not like that because, in their minds and based on their policies, what they really want to do is to provide first time homeowners with homes. So, for example, if you live in a two-bedroom comfortably now, they would prefer to give you a two-bedroom in their scheme so that you can have the same level of comfort that you had before. And if you notice too, you are preferred if you apply for schemes that are closer to where you live. So it's basically like they want to put you in the same position that you were in before, except now you own the home. So they do not particularly like that because that's not really their function. And I guess they would be thinking along the lines of, if you can buy a house to rent, why you want to buy a house? So yeah, they do not particularly appreciate that. Uh CM says, LOL Kino, you're not supposed to rent or Airbnb a house that you get through NHC mortgage. If they find out, they're gonna raise the interest rate to market level. Hi Jam TV says, hi Kayla, if I am building out of pocket in Jamaica and my name is on the title, if I wanted to pay into NHT, would I be allowed to do so? Okay, hi Jamdan TV. That's a very good question. All right, so remember that NHT, as I was saying to Kino earlier, NHT really facilitates first time homeowners. So once your name is already on a title, they would not give you a loan to purchase a home because they cater to first time homeowners. So what you are going to have to do if your name is on a title is either you're going to remove your name from the title, or if you want to get a house like a scheme house through the NHT, or what you can do is get a home improvement loan or a build on land loan. So they can give you a loan to build on the land, or they can give you a loan to improve the property if there's a house, to improve the house if there's a house on the property already. So it's not just about purchasing a home for the first time. NHE has some other services. So if your name is on a title, you'll have to utilize those other services. Let me know if it's clear, okay? Um, Autumn Rain says, I wanted to know the answer to Kino's question. VN Max says, oh, Kino says, I bought it in 2016. Okay. Well, I suggest that you talk to them at the NHC office. I would firstly go to them anonymously and ask them how they feel about it. And then if they were okay, then I would tell them that I wanted to do that. But generally speaking, it is frowned upon. So ask them if it will affect your interest rate, the interest rate that you're paying back on your mortgage, so that you can make an informed decision. Okay? Don't just run, go do it now and then your mortgage all of a sudden is hiked and you're wondering what's the problem. All right, so I see some more question. Hi Jamdan TV says thanks. WN Max says, are you saying if I bought a house through the NHT and I filed for my family to join me in the UK, I cannot rent the house? No, I didn't say at any time, WN Mac, that you can't rent the house. What I said was that is not what is preferred. It is preferred if you purchase the house to live there. Because remember, initially when the NHC was formed, it was to help low to middle income earners to achieve home ownership, which of course you know that if you're on minimum wage or if you have a regular job like middle class people, which in Jamaica, I don't even know that we have a thriving middle class. It's mostly rich people and poorer persons. So, yes, but it was meant to help the poor and the middle class to achieve home ownership. Because, of course, the rich can go buy them house in Jack Hill, but some persons can't afford that. So, they would prefer that that won't be the case. But of course, you can rent it out if you, for whatever reason, it's your house. But I'm just saying that we have to check with the NHE to find out if there are any ramifications for doing so, right? So, M. Smither says circumstances may prevent you from immediately occupying the property. Yes, you can, based on my own experience. Okay, but we still need to check. Kino, check with the NHC to see if it will affect your interest rate or if it will affect anything else before you make that decision. Okay. Thanks for your help. For the other persons who were commenting. Autumn Rain says, or transfer your home to a LLC or trust. LOL. You think you easy, Autumn Rain? You come with a plug today, girl. You came with a plug. Yeah, you can do that. Transfer it to a limited liability company or a trust. Yvonne Burrows says the process of removing your name from a title is long and costly. Not if you have the right attorney. And in fact, that's what we're going to talk about next week. We're talking all about property titles next week, right? So Yvonne, that program will definitely be for you. And I'm going to, as soon as this live ends, I'm going to set up the link for that live next week, Sunday. So we're going to be talking all about property titles. So you can go ahead and hit the reminder on that. Guys, once you see the link up for the live, sometimes you forget because you don't remember to hit the reminder. So once I go live, it will remind you. Remember also, if you subscribe and you don't hit the bell and click all notifications, it's pointless because when I post, you're not going to get a notification. It will be on your YouTube home screen, but you're not going to get a notification, which is pointless. So remember to hit the bell. It's on that side of the screen. Just go ahead and hit the bell when you subscribe, okay? So that once I post, YouTube will tell you. Hajamdan says, yes, that's clear. Thanks. CM says, I asked the same question, Kino, in my NHE interview about renting out the new house, and I was told you are not supposed to, as it's people who really need living while the interest rate is so low. Yeah, that's basically what I was saying. What I'm saying is not that you can't, it's just that that is not what is recommended. All right. Jabless says, where is the NHT head office located? The NHT head office is located where Emancipation Park is. Well, the head office for Kingston is located. You know where is Emancipation Park in name? No, it's not Emancipation Park. What's that? What's the name of that park? Is Emancipation? Yes, Emancipation Park, the one with the statues at the front. So it's located behind there. I'm not sure what the name of that road is, but everybody knows where Emancipation Park is. In New Kingston, yeah, it's right behind there. In St. Catherine, it's at Twickenham Park. Can't say for the other parishes, I just remember those two. CM says the interviewer said also said unless you can give them a good reason why you can't live in it at the time, they're going to raise the interest rate to market price. Right. So when WN was saying if he files for his family and bring them abroad, that to me is a reasonable explanation as to why you can't inhabit the property. But I understand what the NHE is saying. If you're going to be living in Jamaica, why can't you live in your property? But there are other plausible reasons for why persons might not want to live in their property. So I think that should be a discussion between you and the NHT. But what I am saying is don't just come on the live and make somebody tell you something and then you make a decision not to communicate. I think it's best to communicate and put something in writing, an email or something. So if something should go wrong and they should want to raise the interest rate, you can say, okay, I have documentation to say that this was my purpose for moving out. So you can actually have a plausible argument. So I just want you guys to think about that before you make a decision, okay? All right, so I have a lot of other question. Janet W says, hi Kayla, do you know how soon you can add on to your new home? It's your home, Janet. It's your home. So once you buy a home, I'm guessing you're talking through the NHT. Some of the houses allow you to add on based on the structure of them. For example, the duplex. So you might be able to add on top, or some of them you might be able to add on to the side. You can go ahead and add on when you're ready to add on. It's your house, really. It's just that they want you preferably to inhabit the house. Let me see. I'm trying to keep up back with the questions. Let me find. So I just answered Janet W. So DJ KC Explosion says, hi Kayla, good evening. I'm here on your live for the first Sunday. Guys, go ahead and welcome DJ KC. But I always follow and you are doing a wonderful job. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming and thanks for coming again and thanks for subscribing and thanks for sharing those kind words. Janet W says, do you need to wait a couple years like taking out a home improvement loan? Well, if you need a home improvement loan, as the name suggests, home improvement, you want to improve the home. So once you can prove that this is what I want to do. Just like with a build on land loan that you need to show them that this is the plan. So it's not like, we in Jamaica, we just put on some block and make something. You don't have a plan. Once you can show them what you're going to do, that shouldn't be a problem. Billbap Gaming says, hello to everyone. Do you still have to contribute to the NHT if you get a host through them? The contribution is different. Remember, you're going to pay a mortgage to them now, So you're paying your mortgage. So that's the contribution. You're going to be paying a mortgage. So, like, if you haven't bought a house and you have been contributing to the NHT, so your employer withdraws a certain amount of money to pay it to the NHT, then once you are successful with applying for a house, you'll now be paying a mortgage. So that's the payment that you'll be making. Billbap Gaming. Autumn Rain says, Kayla, how the rich. Yes, Kayla, that's how the rich do it. Exactly. That's how I did it. Lord have his mercy, girl. Oh, you say so. Kino says, can I sell my house to my wife? Yes, you can. You can. Just like how you can sell your car to your wife, you can sell your house to your wife. You can sell your house to anybody who is over 18 here in Jamaica and has the money to buy it. He's saying, is there any legal implication for doing that? I want to reinvest the money. The only legal implication I can think of is, for example, if there's a married couple that wants to divorce, so if you sell your wife your house, then when you divorce, it might become something that you guys fight over. Because as I said before, if you don't have a prenuptial agreement and during marriage there's no agreement to how things will be split or you can't be amicable, then you know that when you separate, that becomes something that you fight over, which is just so sad. Uh Yannick, oh, Yvonne Burrows says, is there a fixed deposit a buyer is required to pay the seller of the property? You are required to pay between 5 and 10% of the sale value, the value of the property. So the bank will not give you that part. That will be your deposit. So you have to have between 5 and to 10% for the deposit. Usually it's 10%, but some persons lower that amount to make home ownership more uh, achievable for persons. Oh, by the way, you guys can see my fancy bottles at the back, my tumbler with my K and the subscribe on it, and my bottle with subscribe and my name and the YouTube sign on it. One of my friends has a company out here that made these. I'm going to link it in the description. That's why you guys must follow me on Instagram too, because I tagged the company on it on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram and you want to purchase these things, you can use the link to purchase. All right, so let me see where I was. Yvonne, okay, I answered you. Kishan Brooks says hi, hello. WN Max says, I'm sure people who migrate will bypass this nonsense. Yeah, definitely. Autumn Rain says, so true, WN Mark. Natasha says, welcome, DJ. Autumn Rain says, welcome to the family, DJ KC. Hi Jam Dan TV says, welcome, DJ, and welcome. CM also says, welcome. Marlene Thompson says, hi, Kayla. I am on for the first time instead of delayed watching. Hi, Marlene Thompson. Thank you so much for coming. Guys, welcome Marlene Thompson in the comment section. Marlene, it's your first time on here live, but you have watched delayed before. So you should know that once persons are new, we do give them a warm, warm welcome in the comment section. So welcome and thank you so much for catching me live this week. For those of you who are watching me live for the first time also, I do go live every Sunday at 6 p.m. So there's no need to miss the live again. I'll be live at 6 p.m. And I normally put up the links way earlier. So just hit reminder on the link so that you don't miss it. Okay. All right. Autumn Rain says, Are you selling those? No, I'm not selling these. Uh, but I wanted to set up my merch store. I've actually attempted to do it, but I just haven't completed the process. So when I set up my merch store, I'll tell you guys, okay? But these are just branded bottles to remind you to subscribe. Yes. CM says, yes, we see your cup and bottle photos, etc. Welcome, Marlene T. WN Max says, Kayla, my girlfriend name begins with K. Ah, ha, ha. That's so cool. Lucas AJM says, welcome, Marlene. Yannick Burrow says, is there any bank that offers 100% on mortgage? Yes, Marlene, there are banks that offer 100% financing on mortgage loans. So, yeah, some banks do offer that. I know that NCB offers that, and also remember to and some other banks also, but I can't just remember NCB off the top of my head. No, and it depends on the cost of the property. But also remember that if you're buying a NHT scheme property, the NHT does offer 100% financing through joint financing with your financial institution and the Mortgage Bank of Jamaica. So, yes, they do. Some companies do. Let me see. Marlene says, thanks, CM. Hi, Jamdan TV says, welcome, Marlene. Marlene says, thanks, Kayla. Yes, I'm happy to be live. Autumn Marine says, Yvonne, I think JN does it. Is this true, Kayla? Yeah, I do think JN offers 100% financing too. I actually did a whole video on mortgages. It's called The Best Mortgages in Jamaica. So, guys, I always tell you there are several videos on my channel that you should watch. So, when the live ends or on another day in your free time, just try to go through the channel, go through the videos, and see the ones that are applicable to you and watch them. So, if you want to purchase a house, I've done two videos, recent videos on houses that are available in Kingston and St. Catherine, and I'll be doing more of those houses going forward. But just watch the videos and keep up with the information. So if you want to know the mortgage rate for different banks, the video about the best mortgages has all of that information, so you can just watch it to keep up. All right. Timoy says, welcome, Marlene. And she says, thanks, Timoy. Janet says, hi, welcome, Marlene. And Marlene is saying, thanks, Jay. CM says, her name is Yvonne, not Yannick Kayla. You guys know who I am with names. Sorry about that. Wayne Jones says, what's the lowest mortgage rate outside of NHT? So, JMB has the lowest mortgage rate when I last checked. That's Jamaica Money Market Brokers. They had the lowest interest rate when I last checked. Do remember what that rate is, and remember also that interest rate fluctuates. So not because you see the bank offering 6.95 now means that that is going to be it forever and ever. Amen. In that same year, it can change. Sometimes they do have special offers on interest rate and so on. So you'd have to take advantage of that within a particular period. And I remember too getting like a pre-approval letter with a particular interest rate, but that is only applicable for the 3 month period within which that pre-approval expires. So if you don't find a house within the 3 months, then you're gonna have to go back and get another pre-approval letter, which will change as it relates to the interest rate. So that all depends on a few factors. Let me see what other questions are being asked. Kino says, good morning all. Going to bed now. Okay, Kino, you're in the UK. Sounds like you're in the UK. Good night to you, Kino. Yvonne says, I'm 29. What are my chances at getting an NHT scheme property? I noticed NHT mostly consider persons age 40 years for or older for the scheme houses. Yes, that's true. And their policies do say that they favor persons who are older. However, for every development that they do, there's a very small percentage that goes to younger persons like yourself. So you can still apply for the properties, just don't keep all your eggs in one basket. So if you see properties on the open market, you're going to go after them also, because that could be your saving grace. So still apply for the NHG properties, but just look on the open market also. Okay, Yvonne? Uh, Wayne Jones asked if fixed mortgages are available. Fixed mortgages are variable. They have different types of mortgages. That will all depend on your financial situation as it relates to, once you can prove to them that you are able to pay back, they will work out something for you, and they'll also do a credit check to decide what they can do for you. So some persons, for example, like Yvonne is 29. Say Yvonne and I are both 29. We might get a totally different amount pre-approved by our financial institution based on a couple factors like your credit history. So your credit report will be drawn and an assessment done of you as a financial being. So that will also change the amount that you're given. Plus, also obviously your earning power. So say Yvonne and I work in the same company, but I'm a manager and she's the CEO. Obviously, her thing would be different from mine. And if whose position is permanent versus who is temporary, all of those things. Kino says, yeah, not anytime soon. You need to build up your points. Age 40 and over stand a better chance. Yeah, but as I said, Yvonne, you can still apply because there's a percentage of the properties that go to young persons because of the whole heap of complaint. So if you look on when NHT accepts their applicants and they send out the list, if you look on the list, you'll see some names with 3 asterisks. It means that these persons don't meet the points requirement because of their age, obviously, but they were selected nonetheless because they're trying to include young persons in the process. And remember that using your parents' points is also an option if you have parents who have contributed to the NHT but have never used their points. It's called Parent Assist. Janet W says, Kayla, at what age does NHT give you back all the monies contributed if you don't obtain a home? You can contribute up to age 60, I believe. So after age 60, then you can approach them about getting your money back, your contributions back. And remember that on an annual basis, usually closer to the start of the year, so tax return season for the ones living in the US, you can apply for your contribution refund, which is basically a portion of what you have given. So you get that back. So if you're planning to buy a house though and you're going to use the NHT, don't apply for your contribution refund. Just let the money stay there and save up, save up, save up. So by the time you're ready to purchase a property, it can help you with your down payment. Janet Yvonne says NHT have something called Parent Assist that can better your chance of getting an NHT mortgage. Kayla can explain what it is. Okay. Yes, I did that already. Wayne Jones says, what kind of activities and transaction are recorded in your credit history? So your credit history is basically all your credit cards, and I actually have a video on that on my channel also, so you can watch it when you are finished. So basically all record of your spending is tracked on that. So if you ever have a bank account, all of that is on there. If you've ever taken a loan, that is on there. If you have a credit card that you're managing well or you're not managing it so well, that is on there too. So it's basically your history with financial institutions over a particular period of time. So all your loans, all of your credit card history, which is a loan essentially, uh, all of that, all of your bank accounts, but mostly your history as it relates to borrowing. So debt repayment, how you are managing debt. That is what they want to know, because remember that a mortgage is basically another debt that you're going to take up, and this is a bigger debt than any of the others that you've ever had. So they want to ensure that you would be able to repay and they won't have an issue with you. Right. So let me see if there are other questions. If not, I'll move on to my other points that form part of the main discussion. Remember, guys, that you should also like the video. Talk to me in the comment section so I can answer your question. If you have any question at all, don't think that any question is stupid. Ask all of your questions and subscribe if you have not already done so. So I see Autumn Rain is saying also debt to income ratio is important. Start lowering debt by for a better chance. Utility companies report delinquencies in Maryland. Is that the same in Jamaica? Not yet. That doesn't affect your credit report just yet. But they are moving at pace to ensure that that is included, but not yet. Uh, Yvonne says, is it wise to add a minor name to your property title through the NHT? You can only add somebody's name when they're an adult, meaning 18 in or Jamaican context. I know that that's 21 in the US and some other jurisdictions. So what you'd have to do is you'd add, like for example, to your will, you would add, I think they call it a trustee, who will basically hold the asset until that child is 18. So yeah, remember that if you're under 18, you can't make any sensible decision without an adult being present. So that is not the wisest decision that you'll ever make. Earth Strong says, for my mother who is 60 plus, would NHG give her a fixed mortgage rate? I'm not sure about that, Earth Strong. I can check on that for you, how it is done for persons who are basically at retirement age. Yeah, so I'd have to check for that because, yeah, that's kind of difficult. That's not the age that people normally take a mortgage at. At 60, you're looking to stop paying mortgage. So, yeah, I'd have to check that out with the NHG for you. So, the fifth point that we wanted to look at, that you're supposed to ensure when you're preparing to acquire property in Jamaica, is you want to save your down payment. And somebody alluded to it earlier. Somebody said something earlier about down payment. You want to ensure that you are saving up your down payment. So when I tell you every single Sunday or every video to save, 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 invest, 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 it's not just because it's cute. It's because you're gonna need that money. And I'm sure Autumn Rain can attest to probably having customers who see the property of their dream. You know how when you want a house, some of you want a 1 bedroom, some of you want a 2 bedroom, some of you want a 3 bedroom, some of you want a mansion, some of you want an apartment versus a house versus a studio versus a duplex versus a townhouse. So it's important that you also budget for what you want. So I'm sure, as I was saying before, that Autumn Marine has probably had experience where there are persons who see them dream house, but them just cannot afford it because they didn't do the proper assessment and planning. Right? So she can tell me in the comment section if she's ever had that experience. So let me just go back to the comment section and see if I have any other comments. CM says, if you are behind in paying child support to your baby mama, is that on your credit report too, Kayla? I don't think child support reach on there yet in Jamaica. So far, it's just bad debt, like loans and credit card stuff, which loans and credit card stuff is basically the same thing, as I always tell you guys. And I did a video on how to manage your credit card. So I'll probably try to go back through the live and link all of the videos that relate to what we're talking about at the point in time in it, so that if you guys want to watch back the live and go to specific parts, then you can see the videos that talk in depth about the different topics. So that's something I can do for you. I will do that, and I'll also link some of the videos that were mentioned in the video in the description box after the live ends, so that you can watch it back in the week or watch it back later and find the videos that talk in depth about different topics. So one of the other things that I want to tell you about, and this is very, very important. For those of you who put down your phone, it's time to take up your phone now, right? Time to take up your phone and pay attention. So I know that some of you have some friends that you're close to, your mother, your father, your auntie, your uncle, your best friend, your girlfriend, whomever, who for whatever reason will need a loan. If you're planning to buy a house anytime soon, do not co-sign on any loan for nobody. Okay? Let me say it again for the people who put on them phone and go and run her back. If you are planning to buy a house anytime soon, do not co-sign on any loans for anybody, because that is also going to affect what your credit report says. So if you've already gotten the pre-approval from the bank and you think, as I told you earlier, that you can now go ahead and frolic, you can't. You are locked in until you make that purchase. So do not co-sign, co-make, co-nothing on no loan right now. Okay? Don't do it. I know say your friend, but don't do it, because it's going to affect you. I remember in my early years of working, persons would, go to the credit union and they want a loan and they'd ask you to sign for them. You not even recognize that if you sign for them, it's going to hold up your money. So you might have money in the credit union that you wouldn't be able to withdraw because you're keeping it just in case that person differs on their payment, right? So you don't want to do these types of things, although it's coming out of the goodness of your heart, because it might affect you in the future. So don't co-sign on no loan for nobody. Don't be no guarantor. None of that. None of that. Okay? Not no. None of that right now. So don't do that. Because if the people them run away, problem. Uh Yvonne says, is it wise to borrow the deposit for your home or save it? Saving it is the better way, because, as I said before, there are going to be some additional fees, and I have a video up about the hidden fees associated with purchasing a property. There are some additional fees that you don't know about, so you'll have to spend more money than just that 10% deposit. So it's wise to save that. That is what you're supposed to do. If you plan to buy a house, you should be working on the deposit now. So every little extra money you get, you should be putting it into that little account for your deposit. So if you want to purchase a house that's $14 million, 10% of that is $1.4 million. So do the math. Think about the cost of the property that you want to buy and go ahead and work out how much money you need to save up. Okay, Yvonne? Uh, Autumn Rain says, or get into their dream location. Happens all the time. Exactly. You just don't have the money when the time comes. So don't be that person. Be wise and start save up the money from now. Timor says, couldn't agree more with that point. Arthur Marine says, apart from the NHT, CM says, I'm allergic to the word guarantor. So that now catch me. Yes, and we should all try to support friends and family, but you have to know when to stop, okay? WN says, pre-approval, never good. High Jam Dan TV is laughing at CM's comment. Autumn Rain says in MD there are programs that allow persons to pay zero down and no closing costs. Only need earnest money. Anything like that exists? No. Apart from if you get 100% financing, that's the only saving grace. And you can get help through the Jamaica Mortgage Bank, which can assist you in, for example, if the bank giving you 95%, then the Jamaica Mortgage Bank can help you by bumping you up a little bit with that additional 5% so that you can get your 100% financing. That's actually how they do the 100% finances, because some of the bank would probably lend you 97%, and then Jamaica Mortgage Bank would come in along with NHD and finish up the other percentage. But suggestion, save up the money, because at the end of the day, as I said before, real estate is very competitive in Jamaica. So if you wait until last minute to get this thing done, you're gonna be left out in the cold. So it's best if you start saving up your money from now. So when the time comes and you see the property that you want, you can go ahead and make a purchase. Let me see. Earthstrong says, thanks, Kayla. So I would be purchasing with her, but the NHC account is in her name. Okay. You can use her points. You can use your mommy's point. Has your mother benefited from the NHS yet? You can use her points. Just points. There are two types of parent assist. Parent assist 1 and parent assist 2. I did a full video on that, so I link it here when I'm going back through the video. But you can watch that video on my channel, Earthstrong. WN says, I once loaned a friend $250,000. I was lucky to get back my money. This friend migrated to the USA to start a new family. Don't do it. Lord, have mercy. CM says, LOLWN. Lucas Zaid said, WN, oh no, people cannot be on it, can be so dishonest. Also, I guess he didn't get back his money. WN says, no. Lucas said, JA. Okay, I read that already. Wayne Johnson says, what's the Jamaica Mortgage Bank interest rate? I'm not sure of their interest rate. I'm not sure. I'd have to check. But I just know that once you want 100% financing, they do the final part of the loan. WN Max says, don't lend money to anyone. Don't lend money to anyone who is migrating. You will never hear from them again. Trust me, don't do it. Yes, it pays to learn. WN. And we all are taking your word of advice. I'm going to drink some coconut water now. Right, it pays to learn. So I always say, if you don't have it now and I lend you, what's that going to change? It not change nothing. It not change nothing at all. So if you don't have it now, you probably need to borrow it from the bank, because I have to work hard for my money and I don't really believe in this lending thing. If I'm close to you, if we're friends and you want money, I'll give it to you if I have it. But if you are lending, you should never lend more than you could afford to lose. I don't remember who did tell me that, probably my mother from a long, long time. If you are lending, don't lend more than you can afford to lose. Because truth is, money will break up your little relationship, them will mash up your friendship, and so on. So if you are going to lend, nothing is wrong with lending, but don't lend more than you can afford to lose. And always treat, every time you're lending somebody money, always treat it like you're giving them the money, because people cannot be trusted and you don't want to have to learn the hard way. Okay, let me see what you guys saying in the comment section. WN says, exactly, Kayla. CM says, also, don't lend an ex-con. Them lie and thief. I did that mistake many years ago. Yes. And that's so sad, because you probably think that, okay, this person is coming out of prison, so I want to help them get back on their feet, when they are just thinking, of another way to commit another crime, basically. So don't do that. And the thing about these matters as it relates to, say, for example, if you go to the police and report them, you're going to find out that these are civil matters and they lament in the court for forever, and that you'll probably spend more money for gas to drive to and from court every time you have a court appearance than when you get back your money. So you probably done the money before you get it back, and you are probably only going to court for a matter of principle because you're a principled person and the person should not have done what they have done to you. But I can tell you, the time that you're going to waste in court is just going to add more salt to your wound. So if you don't have to lend people money, don't do it. And you must have some friends that you can give money. So if them come and say, lend me this amount of money, you can say, you know what? I'm going to give you the money. Or you can lend them and know in your heart that if them don't pay back, you're not going to feel no way. Yes, WN. Earth Strong says, thanks much, gonna watch. Yes, so you have to be careful with persons, careful with these things. But just to recap, oh, by the way, if you're on here and you haven't liked the live as yet, go ahead and click the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, I don't know where you wait pan, go ahead and hit the red subscribe button over there. Hit the bell also and click all so that once I post, you'll get a notification. So the points that I said tonight that you need to remember and consider when you're purchasing a property. 1, do not quit your job. It's not the time to quit your job now. If you quit your job, everything changes as it relates to the bank's commitment to you. Secondly, you need to monitor your credit card. I have a video up on how to manage your credit card. So you need to ensure that you are managing your credit card well. Okay? Thirdly, do not make any big investments. Now is not the time for no experimenting. Now is not the time to start a new business that will cost a lot of money, that you have to pump a lot of money into. If it's a venture that you will invest and use your returns to invest again, fine. But if you have to go take up $3 million and put into this new venture, unless it is something that is foolproof, that you know that you're going to get back $6 million tomorrow, do not do it. And remember that business is always risky. Okay. Fourthly, communicate with your attorney. Ask them about the schedule of fees, what they charge, so that you can actually have an idea of what you are saving towards. Fifth on the list is save your 10% down payment. You're going to need it. There's no question about that. So ensure that you start saving it up from now. And the final point is, do not co-sign on any loan for anybody, because you will live to regret that, especially close to the time that you want to acquire a property. CM says credit card is a trap. Yes, a lot of people feel that way about credit card, CM, but it's really about how you manage your credit card, because there are people who have credit cards who are managing them well. So it depends on who you are, the type of spender that you are, personality, if you're a high risk taker, or so on. But I hope that you all learned something from the live, and as we work together to acquire properties, remember that it's important to keep your finances in order. If you want to buy a house but you're not fully ready to buy a house, now is the time for you to go to your financial institution or to go to a credit bureau of your choice and request a credit report to see if you're a B, a C, a D, a E, a F. I do have a video up on all about, credit report, the credit bureau, the credit report in Jamaica, the whole system. So watch that and find out if you have a good credit score, so that when you're able to get your mortgage, you'll be in a good place. Remember that if you do have a low credit score, it's something that can be fixed through discipline and dedication, So it's better to know than not to know. So if you don't know what your credit score is, request it from a credit bureau and find out if your credit score is good so that you can make some adjustments from now. I have a video up also about the Dave Ramsey method of getting out of debt. If you are in debt now and you're watching, you want to own a home, but you're not sure if you can do it because of your financial situation, that's a video for you. As I say, scour the channel, look for content that best suits you and watch them. The videos are there. There's no sense in me making videos that could help you and you don't watch them. So watch them and help yourself. Also, remember to like the video, remember to comment, and remember to subscribe if you haven't done so. And follow me on Instagram at Kayla.K.Keane. So it's Kayla.K.Keane. Same thing as my YouTube channel name.
Uh, yeah, remember that I post videos also on Fridays at 3, and I go live on Sundays.
PM. So there's no need for you to miss anything again. Let me check if you guys are asking any questions in the comment section. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, WN says credit card is a trap. I said CM. Okay. Earth Strong says at WM, credit card is an asset if you know how to use it. It builds your credit if you are responsible with it, and many have rewards that are beneficial. Yeah, there are many different sides to the argument. Autumn Rain says cash is king, credit is power, at least in the US. Yeah, cash is king. Cash is king. Your own money is the best way to go about most things, but you can use your credit card to achieve some goals that you wouldn't have been able to achieve. You can achieve it, but you would have to wait longer. So it can help you to achieve stuff faster, but you just have to remember you can't have one credit card to pay off a credit card. That's not how it works. There are specific rules of engagement if you want to have a credit card. As I said before, I have a video up. It's called How to Manage Your Credit Card. Go through the channel, find the stuff on there, find what's applicable for you, watch them and educate yourself. Timoy O'Brien says, actually learned a lot today and every week since I've been here. Thank you so much for that kind comment and thanks for watching. Almost every week you're here and I appreciate your presence. Autumn Rain says, yes, keep your credit card utilization below 30% and you'll be good. WN Max says, the money is not yours. It cannot be good. Yeah, so WN, I see that you're not one of the persons who are for credit cards. I don't have a credit card and I don't think I need to have a credit card. I've been good at managing my own finances so far and I have a good credit score. So I don't see why I need to take stuff on my head. But some persons do have a credit card for cases of emergency. And to them, I would suggest that they should start saving up an emergency fund so that if there is an emergency, they can use the money allotted to the emergency fund to deal with the emergency. But some persons prefer to do it that way. So I think it can be a temporary method, but it shouldn't be a permanent decision to use credit to sort out emergencies. Uh, you can take 6 months and save up some money for your emergency fund. I do have another video on my channel about emergency funds. So for those of you who don't have an emergency fund, that's something you should be looking into now because even the process of home ownership, having an emergency fund would be great because in case of anything, you can use the emergency fund to assist with a lot of things. So we just need to learn how to manage our money better. Uh, DJ Casey Explosion says, I see your bottle. I like your K. K is the best initial ever. My name starts with a K. Almost all my children. Thank you. WN says, I tell my girlfriend not to use a credit card. She listens to me and life is less stress. Yeah, it can be for a lot of people. CM says, Kayla, now read my last two comments, so I'm gonna retract them. Let me scroll back to see if I can see. CM. Okay. CM says, WN Kayla, me tired to correct Kayla. Me I go take her to Imperial Optical one of these days. Me not tell you, say, I wear glasses, I just don't wear them on the live, because if I wear them on the live, then you're gonna see the ring light projecting in the glasses. And I don't want to wear contacts because I'm not putting nothing in my eyes. CM says, oh, Autumn Rain says it's different in the US. You really need credit here to even survive. Shit, my head. Yeah, it's gonna become like that in Jamaica eventually. We're on way to that state of existence. Earth Strong says, at WN, the money is not yours, but it's for you to use the amount that is in your pocket from the credit card and pay it back each month. Autumn Rain says, credit is not just credit card, FYI. Autumn Rain says, yes, Earth Strong. That's the way to do it. Right, so I'm not going to argue about this credit card conversation, guys. As I said before, credit card is not to everybody, and it's not a bad thing if you know how to use it and use it properly. If you actually want to build your credit fast, having a credit card is one of the ways how you can do that. However, if you want to mess up your credit real fast, having a credit card and not managing it properly is one of the ways in which you can do that too. So basically, it's about management of debt, whether credit card, loan, card notes, whatever it is, you just need to learn how to manage it. That's the crux of the conversation. So that's what we're really focusing on. You have to learn how to manage debt. So if you're here and you don't know how to manage debt, you need to definitely subscribe to this channel because I do talk about finance and real estate matters over here. So at some point in time, close in the future, we'll have a discussion about this so we can go off in the comment section about credit card and stuff like that. All right? So, Earth Strong says, at Autumn Rain, some emoji. Autumn Rain says, I have a bottle of session, Kayla. I am envying that blue tumbler, OMG. Ah, yeah, I have a bottle of session too. Bottle and cup obsession. So I have a lot of water bottles. So yeah, I do understand. And this one is so cool because it says subscribe with the YouTube sign and it has my name on it. And this one just says subscribe and has a K alone. So cool. One of my friends made them for me. If you guys want any of these, you guys can just look on my Instagram. I linked the company. And soon and very soon, also, I'm going to be launching my merch store. So you guys will be able to purchase some of these cool things. I'm also going to link my PO box in the description, my email address, my social media handles. So if you want to link up, you can definitely link up. And if you want to send me something, you can do that in my PO box. Or if it's something like a video, you can send it via email. If you want me to make a particular video too, please go ahead and tell me in the comment section on any one of the videos. You guys know that I read and reply to all comments, and that's something different in the YouTube space. I know that a lot of YouTubers, yeah, they put up videos, but when you comment, they will never acknowledge. I acknowledge every single comment on my channel. And CM, when I'm acknowledging the comments, I'm wearing my glasses at that time so I can see what you're actually saying. Uh, CM said travel points, cashback. Yeah, man, those are some of the benefits. Anywho, I have told you all that I had to tell you this evening. So that's it for class today. Thank you all so much for watching. Go ahead and leave your final comments in the comment section. But remember that I have several videos up. So if you have not watched my video about the Silverbrook Estate, about the townhouse in St. Catherine, my last live and all my other videos on my channel, you need to go ahead and do that. If you are here but you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And remember to share my channel with a friend and ask them to subscribe. Thanks for over 2,000 subscribers for those of you who have been doing that. And to all my VIPs, I will keep contact with you via email. So I'm just going to hit the comment section one last time and then I'll be out of your here. So let me see what's going on here. So I have CM says, yes, I like that. You read the comments, etc. Okay, you are most welcome, CM. I do it for my awesome subscribers, of course. So, yes, guys, as the motto says, subscribe, like the video, and I don't see, well, I want to see two comments. Natisha says, thanks for sharing again, Kayla. You are most welcome. And CM says, only rich people can afford the Silverbrook Estate studio apartment at $16 million. Natisha says, have a good night, everyone. Yes, indeed. So, CM, yes, you feel that only rich people can afford it. And as I call you future millionaires, one day you'll be able to achieve and afford all the things that you want to afford. But thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't liked the video, do so. And I'll see you in my next video on Friday at 3 p.m. And also, I'll go live again on Sunday at 6 p.m. So until then, bye bye.